So hello guys and welcome. I'm super excited to bring you this video. This is my first Football Manager video on YouTube. We're starting off strong on FM26. As some of you might have seen from the title of the video and from this box here, we're going to be managing Spurs in a King of the Capital save. So what this is we are going to try and take Spurs to be the best team in England and then hopefully the world. So as we know, last season under Ange, Spurs didn't have the kind of best time of it, right? It was okay, it was a bit of a mixed bag. They finished strangely close to the relegation zone, but did manage to win the UEFA Conference League and get themselves qualified for the Champions League as a result of that. So that's pretty huge. What I'm looking for here is just some info on, it might take me a while, the new UI is not the easiest to get around, as I'm sure many of you have noticed. What I'm actually looking for, here we are, club history. So we do have 29 honours. The whole kind of Spurs never win the thing is a little bit ruined, but we don't win a lot, and we certainly haven't in recent years. So what I want us to do is obviously topple the big boys in the Premier League for this season. That's going to be Arsenal. Because as we know, Arsenal are looking strong this season. They're potentially favourites. They're looking very good with the absence of Liverpool really being on form. So what we're going to do today is mostly be meeting the squad. I'm going to get into some recruitment, probably off screen, and then we're going to jump back in after the pre-season for our first match of the season. So the first thing I want to do is have a little look at who we've got. Some of these guys will be fairly obvious, but some won't. So I'm going to go by ability. Dejan Kulusevski, apparently the best in the club. Obviously, Randal Kolo is out on loan, as is João Palhinha. Christian Romero, Xavi Simons, who I'm super excited to use. James Maddison, who's still super useful. Mickey van der Ven, great player. I mean, his goal in the Champions League the other night was sensational. Pepe Metassar can be useful for us. Lucas Bergvall is a definite big youngster to get behind. We've got a few others. Destiny Udogie, who I like. Guillermo Vicario, I like him as a keeper, but he definitely has flaws, and he's going to need to work on those flaws if he's going to stay as our number one. Brennan Johnson, Jed Spence, I like. Richarlison, I'm not super happy with. He's not really a player that I love. I know some people won't agree with that, but 43 to 54 million, if I can get that sort of money for him, I'm laughing. Mohamed Kudus, I think, is going to be a huge chance creator for us. Yves Bissouma, great player. Great player. If I can keep him happy, I'd like to keep him around at the club, just because I think he's got that quality. Matthias Tell and Archie Gray, again, phenomenal young talents, both holding great value. And Archie Gray, of course, English player, so that's going to help us out with registration. So really, even down the bottom, we're looking at young players. I don't think Matthew Craig is. I don't imagine he'll get any minutes for us, definitely not. So here's our squad. I have put together some formations, but I've not filled them out or really even looked into the roles yet. So our starting formation, we've got a 5 at the back one here on the counter attack. We've got a gegenpress, which is going to be used for some of the weaker teams, but also maybe some of those teams that play a low block. And I think for the majority of games, we're probably going to play a vertical tiki-taka. Out of possession, it looks a bit different, where these wingers can drop deep, but they're probably not always going to drop deep. Equally, if we're a long way ahead and we just want to see it out, I can drop this attacking midfielder in and they can do us a job here, but that's not likely going to happen in that many games. But the Premier League's so competitive, you never quite know. So if I quick pick our first squad here, see, even I am getting slightly confused about the buttons with the new UI. And here is apparently our best 11, where we've got Kolo Muani up the top, and then we've got Richarlison, Xavi Simons, Kulusevski, Palhinha, and Bentancur here. I thought these guys were out on loan, so he's in at Spurs. as is Kolo Muani. Is that correct? It is. These are loaned in players, not loaned out. That's my bad, guys. I think in the beta, these blue players were loaned out. Not red like this. I'm glad they sorted that. Although looking at Mana Solomon, I kind of wish we had him around. He is not a bad player at all. Good crossing, good dribbling. His physicals aren't amazing, but he could probably do a job for us. And the other guy out on loan is, pardon me, Luka Vuskovic. He's only 18 years old, a centre-back. Great physicals and mentals. He could be a genuine star for us. Never played for Tottenham. Looks like he's come from Poland, Belgium, Westerlo. Showing a lack of ball knowledge there. But yeah, this is good. So I am going to have a little look into recruitment, get into our pre-season, which I imagine you guys aren't that keen about, and we will be back to have a look at our first season game. I do want to see who that's going to be up against, so I am going to go to fixtures. We've got a couple of friendlies, and then yeah, we'll return for the Super Cup against Paris, and then if we have time for today's episode, we'll also play Burnley at home, and see where we go from there. So I will catch you guys in a bit. So by no means the most important or exciting thing, but something I always do on my saves that some of you might want to incorporate into your saves as a bit of a tip, is I always make different shortlists for all kind of things. So loan players, every kind of position I might play. Under 21s, I can set it up for homegrowns or players trained at club as well. I find it super, super useful. You can even, if you're operating with a team like Barca or Real Madrid that have B and C sides, you can even put players in shortlist there for that. It's a small thing, but I find it saves me so much time when I'm searching for players, especially when you use the manual search feature from the player database and you're searching for the kind of players you want. Say I want under 23-year-old centre backs. I can shove them in. Sometimes I will even make a shortlist as well as my under 21s for youngsters as under 23s, so that I can evaluate players that I want to bring in that are young, that can slot into the first team. It's one thing that I find really, really helpful, especially when you're doing long-term saves or saves where you haven't got a lot of money and you have to be really particular about who you sign. I support Portsmouth, and so quite often we don't have a lot of transfer funds and it'll be one player out, one player in. This sort of thing, the organisation in my shortlist makes it super easy for me to sell a player and immediately bring their replacement in. It's the kind of thing that I think football clubs actually do. They have whole teams of scouting staff and people organising that sort of thing. And yeah, I just find it a great help. So just 2 days in here and El Ettifaq come in for Guillermo Vicario. They only offered 15 to 30 odd million. But it's disrupted him, so I'm going to have to go in and talk to him here. I'm disappointed that you blocked my transfer to Al Ittihad Club. A move there would have come with a huge pay rise, and I'd like you to let me discuss terms of them if they bid again. So, I mean, I'm happy to let them go as long as they meet any kind of valuation that we have for him, which I think is upwards of 40 million. So I don't feel like that's good. I don't think you're going to get as much football there as you think. Look, decisions have been made now, there's no point in discussing it. We'll come back to this if they make another offer for you. I like that one. Too influential. Nah, I think you should stay in the social group. Finances went right. I'm going to go with finances went right. How about this? 48. I like 48. I'm going to try and go 50. Because if I can get 50 for Vicario, he is gone. It works for him. So if they come in at 50, I will take that. We've loaned out a couple of younger players. That's the only thing really we've done. Lung is excited about the new challenge with Spurs. Yes, I am. Super excited. I think it's going to be a big season to get into. We still haven't even played a friendly yet. So I will likely stop filming unless anything really exciting happens. We've got more offers in here. Okay, well, we've got more bids. It looks like there's an offer for Vicario here. There's a lot going on. Spurs recruitment induction. I don't want to do these inductions, they're boring. We all know how to play the game, even if the UI is a bit different. And then Vicario, this is 33 to 43, so it's a much bigger offer from Al Nassr. So it's not negotiable, and this is capping out just under 43, so I am going to reject this. They've not met a valuation, and I'm going to stay firm on my valuation of players, because I don't think we need to sell. We're not a cash-strapped club. We don't necessarily need any recruitment in this first season, certainly not until January. What? Yeah, Spurs have rejected the offer. I thought they said we accepted then. I got worried. But that's okay. If it comes to recruitment, we have got money to burn through here. We've got 58 million in the bank. So we're not cash strapped. I don't want to sell someone unless a club meets our valuation. One thing we haven't checked is staff. Sometimes you can come in and the staff are empty. We're not looking too bad, but there's definitely spots to fill. No sports scientists here. So I'm going to start off with the head of sports science. We need loads of scouts. A director of football. And we can pick up so many scouts. You never want to be down on scouts. Whatever they're going to give you, max those out. Max those out. You can never have enough physios, doctors, scouts, coaches. The coaches look pretty good. They don't look too bad at all. But certainly the scouting department just looks empty. So I put out a couple of adverts there. Hopefully we'll get good responses. Elitifak are in again. This time offering a fee of 47.5. So I am going to open this up now. It's still non-negotiable. 21.5 now, 21.5 over the next 2 seasons, and 4.7 million after 20 games. I mean, this is much more like what we're looking for. They come in here. I want to see, what did we buy Vicario for? 17.5. So really, it's a pretty good offer. It is a pretty good offer. Do I risk it and push them to 50? It's only another 2.5 million. I am. I'm going to reject it and push them to 50. Like I said, sticking hard on my valuations. Training camp. And here's a big one that I was waiting for while I was recording to show you guys. This is the season expectations. So let's outline my immediate plans. Premier League season. I think we're good enough to qualify for the Europa League. They're happy with that. React positively. Champions League this season. I think we should be trying to go further into UEFA Champions League latter stages this season. We know we're not the favourites. We play to our potential. We can put ourselves in the mix. Look, we know we're up against it in the Champions League, but as long as we give our best to make sure we have no regrets. I'm going for this one, I think. We're not going near a final or competing for it. Trying to go as far as we can. Sweet, they're happy with that. Promises, not sure I want to make any promises immediately. FA Cup, I'm going to say I have nothing else to talk about. We've outlined European and domestic league competition. I think that's the way forward. The lads are happy. I love her saying request stadium expansion. I'm not going to do that given the size of the new stadium. Let's just bear in mind that it's probably the nicest stadium in world football right now. It seems that every time I stop recording, I get something to pick up for you guys, and this is it. Guillermo Vicario, £57 million offer from Al Nassr. I'm going to come in here. It's 44 million up front, instalments, and per match for the first 10 games. I'm just accepting that. That is a phenomenal offer. Unfortunately, it does mean we're going to need a goalkeeper, and not just any goalkeeper. We need a world-class goalkeeper. So I'm going to come in here, and for now, I'm not even going to be that picky. 30 years old, apply. I just want someone, hopefully not for crazy money. I mean, would I pay this for Gregor Kobel? Probably not. I'm going to scout him just in case, because he is a great keeper, but potentially 75 million is crazy. Diego Costa, a touch cheaper at 65, gonna have to pay a release clause to get him out, but he is very good. Kepa Arrizabalaga is not gonna be my starting goalkeeper. Joan Garcia, £80 million, so a lot of these guys just don't look like they are in a position to move, or the club doesn't want to shift them on. So that's concerning. Robert Sanchez from Chelsea is not the worst priced goalkeeper. I've seen worse. Believe me. I would say Bayern there. Is he good enough? I was scouting just in case, as kind of a backup. I think if we want continual success that can last a while, we're going to have to be smart about things. I mean, Alex Romero, great goalkeeper, 30 years old, isn't too old to be signing because he's a keeper, but 55 to 85 million, I can almost guarantee, is way too much for what we want to spend. Even if we can afford it, that doesn't really matter to me. It's too much money. Predrag Rakovic. He could be good. His bravery is crazy high. I love that in a goalkeeper. A lot of these guys, I'm going to scout. I'm not sure how much of this will make the video, but I'm going to do a good amount of scouting. I've used Atizigi before. Not with a club the size of Tottenham, and not with the goals that I have for Tottenham, but I have used him, and he's been good on previous FMs, notably 23 and 24. So I don't mind that too much. Bart Verbruggen, one for the future. His price actually isn't that bad, considering he's only 22. I really like him as a signing. It's just whether or not he can cope with the level of football we're playing at. Similar, Ian Meslier. He's really cheap though. I like that because his contract's out at the end of the season. Of course, with Leeds, he's had a couple of relegations, but he was really good and kept them up in the Premier League at points. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you have used these players before, what you thought of them. I mean, you know, I've used Trubin a few times and he is sensational. It's just whether or not I can stretch to 55 to 80 million. To me, seems crazy. Seems way past what you even entertain paying for a goalkeeper. So I'm going to have to try and be smart here. Dominic Grief, he's not expensive. Oh, that handling's low, and so is the passing. That's not going to work for me. Bazzuno played at Portsmouth, the club I support, my favourite club, and he was good there, but he has had a very mixed career so far. Gavin Bazzuno, definitely someone that was looked at as having kind of sky high potential, and I think he does have crazy high potential, but he's gonna have to prove that he can keep teams afloat when they are up against it. I think that's going to be a part of his job in the near future, and whether or not he can make a step up to a top Premier League club, I don't know, but he is someone I'm going to look at purely because he's definitely not a bad keeper. This is interesting as well. Reflexes and one-on-ones, huge. Determination and bravery, again, huge. I don't hate this. I don't hate this from Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg don't have the biggest staying power when it comes to keeping hold of their talents. Of course, they're known to cultivate a few talents. Kevin De Bruyne, just one of those. But holding on to them, they do find difficult. If a good bid comes in, I think Wolfsburg have to sell. So, Luis Junior, I recognise the name. Reflexes, I love good reflexes. Positioning, another one of my favourite stats. He's worth scouting at least. 24, of course this is a project, so taking a downgrade on Vicario if we think that they have potential or that we're making a huge saving. Of course, over 50 million we got from Vicario, so if we sign a keeper even at 30 million who's as good as Vicario, then that's pretty good. This guy Philip Jorgensen from Chelsea looks very good. They might be reluctant to sell it to us, or they might push that price up, but I'm definitely going to have a look. Finn Darman. He's an awkward one. No acceleration, which worries me a little bit. And then some of these could come out really low. He's not going to get scouted. I think he's too young and not there. You're worth a lot. Noah Atubolu. I'll have a look. You don't look bad. as established. What we need is people we can build a team around. Ruben Blanco, not bad, but I don't think good enough for Tottenham. Alexander Schlager could be, you know, he could be up there. First touch is a bit rocky, so is his kicking. I'm going to have to say no. I don't mind it. I'll scout him. Copenhagen produce top talent. It's not impossible to get good players from smaller leagues. Part of it is just knowing where to look. Thomas Strakosha was a very good player back in the day. It's his lack of first touch and passing, I think. He's not someone that can play with the ball at his feet. We're going to need that Tottenham. We're playing out from the back. Okay, so Martin van der Voort is an interesting one. He doesn't like to punch the ball, and his handling isn't great, so that worries me. But at 23, he could come good. And Leipzig know what they're doing when it comes to recruitment. Their whole model works on bringing in young players with value that they can sell on. They know they're going to sell on the majority of their players, right? Mark Travers, I don't hate Mark Travers, you know. Like, I don't hate him. He's okay. He's English. Well, he's not. He's Irish, but he's trained in England. I'm almost certain. Came through the Shamrock Rovers. Yeah, I'm going to say that he was trained in England. So who? Go back. Thank you. That back button is way more useful when you know that it works how it's intended. When you misclick and you can go back, that's a nice thing to see. I'm still, by the way, guys, yet to play my first friendly. This could be a slow one. Of course, if you're enjoying the content, you want to see more of me, feel free to subscribe and hit that like button. It would really, really help the channel. I'm obviously, this is a brand new channel, so it would really boost my videos, and I'd really appreciate it. I'm getting a few. Whoa, okay, so now this is Al Ittihad firing back, trying to outbid the other Saudi team. They have offered 57 to 63 million. I don't get as much right now, but I'm happy to take value over everything else. I want the money, right? So I'm going to come into transfer activity here, have a little look. Going out. Where you at, Guillermo Vicario? I think they're pretty fair offers. Al Nassr, 6 million down, but they're offering me a lot more up front. I like what I'm getting in terms of offers for Vicario. If we're going to get this much money for him, it's definitely worth doing. I don't need us to win the Premier League this season. I think we've got 3 seasons before we need to be realistically trying to win that. I'm going to play these friendlies off camera because it's not going to be really entertaining for you guys, and I will see you in a bit. So guys, this is it. Pre-season is finally done with. I've dealt with all of those friendlies, and we did sell Vicario in the end for 63 million with the add-ons, which is great. I did spend quite a lot of that on just one player, that player being Gonzalo Ramos. We did pay a lot, I'm not going to lie. It did cost us £42.5 million, but I do think that he can be a great striker for us given his strength. We haven't yet bought in a goalkeeper, so we're still playing Antonin Kinski, but I think that'll be okay. We have put in an offer that's been accepted. We're just waiting for the work permit on Martin van der Voort, who I think is a pretty decent player. I think he's pretty good. He's not going to cost us the most money, and he can do all the things that I want my goalkeeper to do just about well enough. I'm not saying he's going to be amazing. We probably will upgrade again, but at 23 years old, and he's costing me something like 15 million all in, 13.5 rising to 16, 75 grand a week. That's fine. I can deal with that. We can probably even turn him into a profit in the future. But he's not here for the Super Cup game against PSG. Now, against PSG, with how strong they are, I'm going to be a little bit more conservative, and I'm going to play our fluid counter-attack It's a 5 at the back, but we've got Mickey van der Ven just bombing forwards, trying to get in there and really push for it. Off the ball, Colin Moran is going to drop into an attacking midfield role. And what I'm hoping we can do here is really disrupt them on defence, having so many players. In fact, I'm going to go on to instructions and just make sure that we're trying to trap these guys inside. I want to pull them inside to make sure that they come in through the middle here. Trap inside, and I don't want to invite crosses. I think we'll go balanced on that one. But we definitely want to trap them inside. Our general performance has been poor because we didn't do well in those pre-season friendlies. But here we are, first competitive match of the season as Tottenham in the king of the capital save up against PSG, and it's kicking off now. Substitutions. We have injury problems. Mateusz out, Drogeson's out, Kulusevski's still out, James Maddison's still out. James Maddison's going to be out all season. Kulusevski's going to be out for at least a little while. But we have got more than useful players. We've got good players on the bench like Richarlison, Jed Spence, Yi Basuma, Mohamed Kudus is on the bench today, mostly because he's just come back from an injury, and also I don't know how well he'll slot in a central midfield slot. So I'm going with the young midfield pairing of Simmons and Birbal for this one. Udogie obviously on the left. He's going to try and get forward and be our main creative force out wide. Pedro Porro, I'm sure, will do his best, but he's just not as good as Destiny Udogie rather. So, super excited here. First competitive match. Let's see what we can do. Teams are warming up. Let's address the team. Fans have been fantastic for us. They're the ones who really pay your wages. Go out there and win the trophy for them. Defenders, I'm expecting to see solid defending work. Midfielders, I trust you to make the difference. Make me proud. Let's go. I think that's a pretty strong looking side, you know. Defensive heavy, but we'll need to with the kind of attack that PSG can bring. It is the UEFA Super Cup. We see the trophies, and this is what we can potentially be playing for. We're going to be in the Champions League this season, so playing against the PSG later on isn't out of the question. And it's kick off. I am going to go to balance, not cautious. I don't like to be too cautious. PSG have the ball. I will also put dynamic mode back on. I had it off for the friendlies. Let's see what we can do. PSG still on the ball. Looks like they're probably going to get the first chance here. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, well, I forced him back to the goalkeeper. I like that. Obviously, we're trying to be solid at the back and be nice and condensed. I don't really like that bunching there from the midfielders. I'd like him to stay a little more spread out. There's a chance there for Fabian, but he's put it wide. Hopefully we can see some highlights for us. Normally, I want us to dominate possession, but against a team like PSG, I don't think dominating possession is what will get us the win. Oh, what a goal from Kvaratskhelia. There's no saving that. I mean, Kinski's a good young keeper, but he's not getting to that. Even if Vicario was still there, that is a sensational free kick right in the top corner. And unfortunately, against some of the biggest teams, like your PSG, like your Liverpools, we might have a hard time this season. As I said, not too bothered by possession. We're playing on the counter. Around 40% is fine with me. We just need to try and get some chances created. That's the main thing. Trying to run through PSG, not going to be easy. Hakimi on the ball now. I want to try and stop him from being able to put something good in. No good from Romero there. The ball comes in. Ooh, they've knocked it back. Easy save there for Kinski. See if he can start an attack off for us. Come on, Kinski. Mickey van der Ven. I've given him license to get forward on the ball. Oh, and Pedro Porro felt he was fouled there. João Neves on the ball now, that's it. Great tackle from Paulinho, that's what he's there to be. Just that forcer in the midfield. Destiny Udogie, can he get a little run on? He's played it forward for Xavi Simons, but he's not going to get there. You know, Ramos up against his former club, I would like to think he wants to prove something here. It would be great if he could get us a goal against PSG, that would be amazing. But really, I just want a good game. 23 minutes in, we're on the ball, Bergvall with it, out to Pedro Porro. He's past his man and Nuno Mendes has taken him out there. The main thing I don't want to do is allow them to just come through as easily. I need us to keep it compact, keep the lines tight. As unlucky there from Simons, nearly in with tackle. Fabian's on it, Bergvall with a tackle. Udogie, that one's a foul, hopefully it's outside of the box. But one thing I like about our midfield is that we have lots of physical players. Well, fortunately we're not letting them out. I am going to go up to positive. Because at 1-0 down we've got to try and do something. I don't just want to defend a narrow loss. That's not what I'm about. I'm trying to cultivate a new culture at Tottenham here, a winning culture. Bergvall on the ball, Kolo Muani. Played it out to Udogie. This looks promising. Udogie back in. Simons, and then Kolo Muani, and that is one apiece. Kolo Muani, if I'm not mistaken, a player on loan from PSG right now. It's not going to let me see right now, but I'm pretty certain this is a PSG man. On loan with us, Simons with the shot. Great save by the goalkeeper, and then Kolo Muani on the rebound. That's exactly what I want to see from my forwards. Create the chances and take them when they come. As you can see, really high XG on those chances. Only 3 shots, only 2 on target, but at least we're making them count. Address the team. I'm happy with performance, keep it up, absolutely. If we can hold out against PSG, then we're in a good place. They were good. Let's carry on as we are and see what we can do. Danso on the ball. Mickey van de Ven. With the best player we have at Tottenham right now, in my opinion. Pedro Porro, here we go. You're in a good position. He loses out to Nuno Mendes. Not a big fan of that. I want to use the balls in that situation. Pedro Porro, ball's coming towards you. You need to start defending. It's Bergvall, that's Porro. Simons. Coutinho on the ball. Hakimi, I don't want to give him space. Desiree, stay with him, Udogie. Great dispossession. That's it, nothing silly. We've lost that, but Danso's saved it for us. Bergvall through the back of Fabian, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But I don't think he's within his shooting range here. Of course, the first goal scored from a free kick. Oh, well, it looks like it is within Kvaratskhelia shooting range. That would have been a horrible goal to concede. Desiree on the corner for them now. Oh, great clearance. Mickey van de Ven, chase it out. Someone close him down. Close him down. Good defensive work there from Danso, and here's Bergvall. Start the counter-attack. This is exactly how this tactic is meant to play. Exactly how I want it. Here we are, Kolo Muani beating his man on the outside, put a cross in. He's cut it back to Mickey van de Ven. And he's had a shot. Oh, it's off the woodwork. No! That was our chance. That was it. We countered and we played him all the way back. And a great shot there from Mickey van de Ven. He's overlapping, working perfectly. I really like what I'm seeing out of my tactic right now. Udogie not getting too tired, which is great. I can see him needing to come off at some point for Ben Davies, but for now, he's okay. Lost possession there. This is where I worry, is when they counter us. If Mickey van de Ven's been high up the pitch, great save from Kinski. We really needed him there. He's not the most experienced goalkeeper, but he's really done us proud at that moment. Nuno Mendes with the corner. Great defending again. Paulinho, I believe it was, with the clearance that time. Xavi Simons closing down. He can't get to it. PSG recycling the attack. Kvaratskhelia. Great save there from Kinski. The more I'm watching this tactic, the more I think it's working. This is exactly what I want to see. Gonzalo Ramos not having the best game, neither is Xavi Simons. Udogie there possibly picking up a yellow here. It's not his first foul. Yeah, there's the yellow card. I'm not surprised. And we're doing well enough defensively to stop PSG finding a rhythm. I'm really happy with that, especially with a team as good as them, of course, European champions. Xavi Simons, poor pass, not good enough from Xavi Simons there. We've won it back. Destiny Udogie on the ball. Gonzalo Ramos, Udogie. Oh, such great skill from him. Xavi Simons, he can create for us. And he shot it and it's in. It's in. We are 2-1 up against PSG. That is exactly what I'm looking for. We might end up playing this counter-attacking system more often than we thought we were going to this season, because if it can create chances like this, Xavi Simons coming through. I mean, I can't believe he shot from this angle, but if you get it, you get it. And that is 2-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. Nuno Mendes, Kvaratskhelia, Marquinhos. But this is fine, we don't have to close them down that fast. We're winning now, we're the team that are safe. So we can chill out, they can pass it around at the back all they want. It doesn't bother me, as long as once they enter our half, here we go, let's see how it works. As soon as they enter our half, I want us on. This is good, force them back. They can play it around, drop players deep. No one's being dragged out of position. Deep ball into Kvaratskhelia. This is what worries me now. Oh, beautiful Paulinho. Just what he's there for. Moane out to Porro on the overlap. Go on, Pedro. That's it, he goes inside his man. He's in the box. Oh, that was so close there to like an accidental goal. I don't think I like Pedro Porro shooting them. I might at some point click on my wing backs and tell him not to shoot the ball so much, because I don't think that's the move. But his movement, his ability to beat his man there was great. And Simons there for big tackle. And here we go. Xavi Simons on the counter. There's men chasing him, but there's not a lot they can do about it. And Gonzalo Ramos having a good effort on goal there. Gets the corner. I think after this highlight, I'm probably going to do some subs, just freshen things up. Gonzalo Ramos, Bergvall, probably the two that I'm most concerned about. Udogie's still hanging on in there, you know. Let's see what they've got. Hakimi plays it down. Desidore. All of a sudden, he's just completely swarmed. Great save. Good block there from Christian Romero. Take your time, Kinski. He's gone long. It's not my best choice there necessarily, but we are playing on the counter. Mickey Van de Ven with the ball. Safe as houses with the ball at his feet. Kolo Muane. Oh, great tackle from Fabian. He's really dispossessed his man cleanly there. The big tackle. Osman Dembele's. We don't like this. Great defensive cover there from Porro. I don't mind putting it out for a throw in. It's safer than allowing your man to run in and potentially have a go on goal. Definitely substitution now this late on. Udogie is going to have to come off. We're going to go Ben Davies on. Judd Spence on. I'm going to let Solanke come on for Gonzalo Ramos. It's 3. I've got 2 more. It's so late, I'm just going to do all 5 at once. But who is the question? We've not got a lot of centre halves. One thing I could do potentially is just move some stuff around. Like this. I'm actually going to put Archie Gray in there. It's a bold choice. I'll make sure that it's not ruined anything in here. No, that's all good. It's a bold choice putting Archie Gray in there, but why not? We're winning. He's a great young player. I think Bergvall needs to come off. Who have we got that can cover him? We've got Ibasuma, Benamatasar. It's not a bad shout. Bentancur. I mean, there's options here, man. There's options here. I'm going to go Ibasuma, you know. I'm going to go Ibasuma in central midfield. That's a sub I like. And I think we can hold these guys out. Ben Davies for a free kick in a dangerous area. Plays it in. Easily dealt with by PSG, but we've got lads getting back now. They're going to clog up our half and try and slow PSG down. On their way in, perfect tackle there from Jed Spence. Solanke. Back to Jed Spence. See if he can do something here. He beats his man, gets fouled. Free kick to us. Just a talking to Kvaratskhelia. Another dangerous opportunity. Ben Davies plays it. Easily handled by the keeper there. But this is promising. This is a really promising result against a team as good as PSG, and they're sticking to their guns and risking it, playing it out short from the back there. Obviously we have no wingers, so our wide pressing not the best, but Ben Davies making up for it there. Here we go. If we can just hold on. We can just hold on. We've had more XG. We create much cleaner chances than they do. And we are not that far from winning our first competitive game of the season. Against none other than European champions, PSG. Palini out to Colomboane. Plays it back, Xavi Simons. Have a go. Have a go, lad. Have a go. Oh, nearly got his second goal there. I genuinely thought he was going to score. That was such a nice move. Ben Davies in the corner. Ball comes in. Easily dealt with. Only out as far as Colomboane. Hakimi's got him, and this could be a dangerous break for us. There's no one back. Ibasuma trying to get back, and Simmons took him out. That could be bad. That's a yellow card. I was expecting red there. With no one else back, I really thought it could be red. And Kvaratskhelia has been so good from these set kicks. Osman Dembele, we know how dangerous he is. Mickey van der Ven cuts it out. Play it through, Krolo. Solanke looks for Simmons the first time and the second. Oh, Simmons can't beat the goalkeeper to it though. Again, they're playing it around the back, which is risky considering how well we've done it at winning possession back. Although a good pass to Kvaratskhelia. And Spence there with the foul. I mean, it's not what you'd call pure football, but when you're 2-1 up against PSG, sometimes you've got to do whatever it takes. Oh my word! Coutinho rattling the crossbar then. That was so almost a goal, but here we are on the counter. Colomboane look for support. He's running, and these players running on the inside. Back to Jed Spence. Basuma, that's it. Coutinho were probably the best effort outside of that Kvaratskhelia goal that we've seen all game. I mean, I almost want to say that deserves a goal. When a weak pass there from Mickey van der Ven, but Xavi Simons wins it back. He's put himself forward. Marquinhos cutting it out. And a bad foul there from Ben Davies. I mean, just unnecessary, really. But we are continuing to slow this game down. Let's make it physical. Let's make it tough. One thing I've noticed, any of you that are long-term FM players, or even just from 24, are the games way longer to you? I'm playing on the same match speed. That was a close chance there. I'm playing on the same match speed on key highlights. Yes, I have dynamic mode on, but games are lasting a long time. I'm not disappointed because the game engine is so nice to watch now, the match engine. I do think it's much smoother. I like the new animations. Graphically, it's not FIFA, but who cares? You know, it's enough to make it look like an authentic football highlights experience. The movement is so much better. And here we are. Can we close this game out, or even go 3-1 up against PSG? I'm already acting like the game's over. There is still 5 minutes left to play. Out to Ben Davies. That's a poor one. Great defending from PSG. Just a few minutes now. We need to try and keep it together. They look to be trying to increase the pace of their attack. Looking to catch us off guard, but it's not worked. We've caught them offside. We just need to be clever with the ball. Romeo, come here, come this way. That's it. Mickey van der Ven. Out Simmons, Solanke. Oh, Simmons brought down again. This has become a messy closing of the game. Lots of fouls, a few cards. But I'm cool with it. We've got a physical team. They can handle this. And that clock is just ticking down. 1 minute of regulation, 5 minutes of extra time to go. Xavi Simmons, Archie Gray of all people, and it's in! It is 3-1 to Tottenham! There could be a new king in the capital sooner than we thought. This is a crippling defeat for PSG. Xavi Simmons there with a great pass forward. Archie Gray, not what I expected, but what a wonderful finish from him on his weaker foot. And this is just a youngster. Versatile youngster that I'm playing at centre half. It was a bold move when I made the sub, and now looks like a masterstroke. Look at this. We've got Jed Spence with so much space out there. I wish we could have got the ball out to him. Here they come on the counter, but needing 2 goals. I don't see them having enough left in them here. Oh, and did I speak too soon? Because Bacola has just smashed that one in the back of the net. I thought we'd cleared it. And somehow it just bounced through him. They're checking the goal for VAR, but the way he ran off with the ball, yeah, goal awarded. Come on, go away VAR screen. Let's have a look at this. Tight called and Bele. I thought there that Gray was going to get it, and he didn't. Warren Zaire-Emery playing it into Bacola, and that was a tidy goal in the end. Just 2 more minutes now. I want us to hold out. They're putting these long balls forward. That's okay. We've got 3 centre halves, so I like our chances to defend against those long balls. We have height in the team. Jed Spence, Xavi Simmons, Solanke, take it, boy. Today, Xavi Simmons has just been on fire. He started off, someone I pointed out was not playing too well early in the game, and 1 assist, 1 goal does not do him justice. He looks like he could have scored 3, and honestly, I just want to give him license to shoot the ball and do what he wants. He is definitely going to get played in a free role. Sorry about that. Because he is a sensational talent. Well done, lads. I'm going to clap him out for that, because we couldn't ask for anything better. A tough match against the likes of PSG. And we've done it. First competitive game. First trophy. And it's a trophy for Tottenham Hotspur. The Spurs fans need to get used to this. Lifting trophies, because that's what we're going to do. We will become the best Premier League side and the best European side going. It might take us a few seasons, but I think within 5 or 6 we can really be up there with Real Madrid, pushing as the favourites for European competition. The fans are happy, I'm happy. Let's hope the players are too. Warren Zaire-Emery had a good game. He's a phenomenal player, but nothing compared to Xavi Simmons. Stat-wise, Xavi Simmons looks exceptional. There's a few things that make you think, low positioning, low leadership, low strength, not amazing. But you think even with his yellows, there's a 14s, there's a couple of 15s, lots of 13s. He is a sensational player, and at 22 years of age, having a fair amount of versatility. He is definitely the guy. We're looking to traits, argues with officials, gets crowd going, likes to beat opponent repeatedly, runs with ball often. This guy is a creative maestro. Congratulations, boys. What a win. Midfielders, happy with your performance tonight. And attackers, pleased with your performance out there. That was a great game. We can all go home happy after that one. And that is our first competitive win. We have Burnley coming in a couple of days, but I think that is going to have to wait for next time, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here on Iron Lung Gaming. I am the Iron Lung, and I'll catch you next time.